Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar which is based on core Azure Identity Services. So my name is Dipanshu Mittal. I am Microsoft certified trainer from GTechLearn. I have done my certifications in AZ104, SC900 and AZ900. So before moving forward, please confirm everyone in chat box that my screen is visible to all of you. Thank you for confirming. So let's move to our webinar. So this webinar is of 45 minutes and in last 5 minutes, we will have our question answer session where you can ask a question about what we have done so far. I will give my best to solve your queries. So let's move forward. So here is our webinar's agenda where we will study authentication and authorization, then role-based access control, then what is Azure Active Directory, then Azure logs and tags, then Azure Sovereign Region, then there will be demo, and then question answer session. So let's move to our first topic, which is authentication versus authorization. So basically, authentication is a process of establishing the identity of a person or a service that wants to access a resource. Means basically it confirms user are who they are, what they say. Like if someone says, my name is Dipanshu, then authentication is that like they verify that either a person saying he's Dipanshu, so confirm it this exactly is Dipanshu. So this is basically authentication. And authorization is like it establish authentication establish the user's identity, but authorization is the process of establishing what level of access an authenticated person has. It specifies what data they are allowed to access and what they can do with it. So this is the basic difference between authentication and authorization. Next, the next is role-based access control. So which means like according to role, we give access to a authenticated person, which means we give authorization to authenticated person according to their role specified. So there are so many pre-default roles like uh, owner role, reader role, or contributor role. Apart from that, there are so many customized role as well in Azure. So there are we can implement a role-based access control in a organization. After that, there is a Azure Active Directory. So can anyone tell me what is Azure Active Directory? So if anyone have a brief idea about Azure Active Directory. So, okay. So Azure Active Directory provides identity services that enables your users to sign in and access both Microsoft Cloud application and cloud application that you develop. So it also supports single sign-on services. So here there is a service provided by Microsoft Azure, which provides you Azure Active Directory in a Microsoft Azure portal. So after that, there is a like other multi-factor authentication, which is also provided under Microsoft Azure. So in my multi-factor authentication, you will like to have authenticate yourself that you are the person who is assessing the resource. So it falls under three categories, like something that you know, the something you have, and something you are. So means something you know means like you can have email address, you can have password, you can have like pin, and something you have. Something you have means like you have a mobile phone, you have a particular laptop server from you usually sign in. So that is you have. And something you are means like you give your authentication by fingerprint or by like face scan or by eye scan. So this is how you can do a multi-factor authentication. So this was all about authentication and authorization. After that, there is a next topic, which is Azure logs and tags. So there are Azure logs and tags. So logs, it provides your Azure resource from accidental deletion or modification. For example, if you have given access to a person at a owner level, so if so anyhow, if he wants to delete that resource, he can easily delete that resource. But if you have applied a log to that particular resource or resource group, then he cannot delete that particular resource. So this is the benefit of logs. Or accidentally if you click on that resource and it got deleted, so the Azure logs also prevents from that condition also. After that, there is Azure tags. So means like there are so many resources, so many resource group under your Azure, and you have to give a tag to different resource. Or sometimes your developer team test different applications or storage account or etc. So if they're testing and after testing you want to delete that resource, you can give a tag to that particular resource testing. Or even you can also give a tag like production team. You can also give a tag like IT team. You can also give a tag like service team. So you can give different tags to different resources or resources group. So it also helps in cost management, as well as it also helps in operation management. So it can enhance your security as well. We can apply tag policy, that a tag policy will be required. Tag will be required to create a resource or a resource group. You can apply that policy at any level, like at subscription level, at resource group level. So we will see in a demo how we can apply a Azure log policy. After that, there is a after that there is Azure Sovereign Region. So Azure Sovereign Region is like in a particular city or a particular government or a particular state or country have their own Azure services, means they are different from global. For example, there are two Azure sovereign regions, means US government services and Azure China. So Azure government is a separate instance of Microsoft Azure service. It addresses the security and compliance need of US federal agencies, states and local governments and their solution provider. Azure government offers physical isolation from non-US government deployment and provides trained US personnel. So this is like Azure Sovereign Region for US government services. After there, Azure Sovereign Region for Azure China. So according to China Telecommunication Regulation, providers of cloud services, infrastructure as a service and platform as a service must have value-added telecom permit. Means only local registered companies with less than 50% foreign investment qualify for these permit. To comply with the regulation, the Azure service in the China is operated by 21 YNet based on the technology licensed from Microsoft. So Microsoft Azure is the first foreign public cloud service that provides cloud services to China. So this was all about Azure Sovereign Region. After that, we'll move to next slide, which is demo. So we will see 4 demos one by one. Let's go to our Azure portal. So please confirm that my Azure portal is visible to all of you. Thank you for confirming. So firstly, we will walk through Azure Active Directory. So here you can see the Azure Active Directory under Azure portal. So here you can manage users, groups, external identities, their roles and administrators, administrative units, enterprise application, device, app registration, identity governance. So we will see in the upcoming webinars also all the things in detail. So Azure AD Connect, password reset. After that, we can see properties as well, security as well. After that, there is a monitoring section where we can audit logs under user, like you want to see the logs of your user, your group. So here you can see all these things. So I will tell you how we can create a users as well. So here, this is a default user, means owner user, which is Dipanshu Mittal, whose principal name is webinar 22feb_outlook.com. So here we will create a new user. For that, just click on it, create a new user. Even you can invite the user. So here, just give a name like user demo. After that, give a name demo. After that, you can auto generate a password as well, or you can create a new password as well. So here I'm creating a new password. So that you can assign a group. Here we have still we don't have any kind of group here, so we are not selecting that. After that, you can select the usage location as well, and we hit on create. So now a user is being created and it's successfully created. So you can log into that users as well, like go to, so just copy it and sign in through this username. So here you can see that. After that, we go to our PPT again. So now our next practical is manage access with role-based access control, which means how we can manage the access according to their role. For that, we go back to our Azure portal. Just go to home page. Firstly, we will create some users. After that, we will create a resource group as well. For that, just go to Azure Active Directory and create a user. Just hit on new user. We'll create 2-3 users more. Like Arbeck 1, Arbeck. Let me create a password. Entry password. We want to create. After that, hit on create. Same way we can create more users, like Arbeck 2. Give a name Arbeck 2, and here let me create the password. Then for the first time when you log into that particular user, you have to change the password. I will show you that as well. So we'll create one more user here. Let me create the password. So just create. After that, we'll go to home page. Then we'll create some resource group. So like we have already one resource group, we'll create a new source group here. So in the resource group, we'll give a name like demo RG. Just hit on review create, then create. So in the resource group, we will deploy a storage account, or we can create anything. So we'll give a role-based access control under a resource group. For that, just go to that resource group. Here, just go to access control, and here you can check your own access at view my access. Here you are service administrator, means you have full access to all the resources in the subscription, means you have access at subscription level. After that, we'll go to role assignment. Go to role. We here just add a role and add a role assignment. So under role assignment, we'll give a RBAC owner. For that, just click on owner, then click on next. So here, select user group or a service principal. Just select a member. Here, select RBAC1 and select and review and assign, and then adding role assignment. Similarly, we can add roles to RBAC2 and RBAC3 as well. For that as well, just add role assignment, role contributor. Next, then select member. Just give RBAC2 role contributor. Select and review, assign and assign. So we have given RBAC a role of contributor. So there are limitation of contributor, and owner has no limitation, but contributor has limitation. Like owner can also give role to another user, but a contributor cannot give or allow assign a role to that user. So after that, we give a RBAC3 role of reader. So I will show you. Here, next, we select a member, select here RBAC3, select and review assign, and then, so here we have given 3 roles under demo RG. Just go back there, and here just refresh the page. So here you can see the owner role to RBAC1, reader role to RBAC3, and contributor role to RBAC2. Okay, so this is how we have given a role to these 3 users. Now we'll check whether these roles are applicable on practical level or not. For that, we'll open a private tab here. So here, just go to portal.azure. So now we'll check firstly as a reader role. For that, just go back to first one, and here just copy its username. Yes. Just enter it, and then enter password again, then change the password, and click on sign in. So skip for now, and then no. So skip for now, no. So now we go to its source group. Source group, we can see demo RG. So under demo RG, we can check our access. So access control, view my access. So here you can see that you have assigned your role as a reader, means you can view all the resources but does not allow you to make any change. Means you can read everything under a resource group demo RG, but you cannot delete or you can create a new resource here. So here I will show you. So here you can demo RG in overview. You can see that. So if you enter demo RG here and delete, so you see here you are failed, means delete resource group demo RG failed because you don't have an access to delete that resource group. Now just sign it out and we will check a role as owner. Sign it out. Going back to our again, just open portal. Going back to our so under role, just refresh the page. So after that, we'll go to owner role, and it is here. Just copy the username of RPEC1. After that, go to private tab, add another user. It will be same process again. After that, enter the password we created while you creating a user. After that, change your password. Then click on sign in. So there are some pop-ups. Just skip for now. Here is your portal. So now you'll see, go to resource group. So now you are go to access control. See the view my access. So here you are owner. So now we will see role assignment. You can see all the things here, and at a role, even you can add a role assignment. So if I want to give a role of owner to demo user, you can give that. See, if you are an owner, you can add a role assignment as well. Even you can delete the resource group. I will show you. So in a view, just go to delete resource and just enter demo RG and hit on delete. So now you can see that deleting the source group demo RG. So this is how we can control the role-based access control. Now moving back to our PPT. So our next practical is how we can manage a resource log. For that, going back to our Azure portal. Just give me a minute. So now come back to our Azure portal, just refresh it. So here, firstly go to resource group and create a new resource group. And just give it a name, my RG logs. And then okay, sorry, I am in another username. Going back to main Azure portal. Just close that tab here, refresh it. Now go to source group. Now create a new source group. Give a name myRG logs and review and create. So now moving to that myRG logs. After that, in the setting, you will see logs and click on logs. So here you can see that this resource has no logs. So now you can add a log here. Just click on add. And here you give a name, log name RG log. You can give it any name. I am giving it RG log. And log type will be delete. So now, just if you want to give any notes, you can give it, but just simply click on OK. So now your log is active. Now we go back to overview. Let's say we want to delete that group. Just click on delete and enter name and just hit on delete. So now you can see that delete resource group myRG log failed because it is logged and can't be deleted. So now we will again go to log and now we will delete that log here. So now this resource has no logs, and now refresh the page and then go back to overview. Then go to delete source group. Again enter the name and hit on delete. So now you can see that deleting that source group myRG log. So here we can set a log at any level. Like you want to set that log at subscription level, at a resource level, at a resource group level, or you want to set that log at management level, you can add it. So moving back to our PPT. So what next practical is how we can implement a resource tagging. For that, just go back to our Azure portal. Just go to home page. Just give me a second. For that, we have to firstly create a policy. For that, just go to all services. So here, just search policy. In policy, you will see the authoring section here. In under authoring section, just go to assignments. Before that, just create a resource group here. So in creating a resource group, just give me a minute. So we will implement a tagging policy at a resource group level. Even you can implement that policy at subscription level as well, but we will apply a policy at resource group level. So tag RG and giving it a name and view create, then create. So here where resource group has been created. After that, refresh this page. Again, go to assignment. Here, go to assign policy. So in assign policy, you have to set a scope. Now we want to create a policy at source group level. So we just select a scope here. So here 10 RG and select. Even you can exclude if you want to exclude under that tag RG. So under policy definition, just go to search box and here just search tag and select the required tag and its value on resource. Select. After that, go to parameter. Under parameter, give a name department, or you can give a name location. So just give it tag value India. So just hit on review and create. So you can see that it can take up to 30 minutes to take the effect. But if we sometime if we refresh the page for 5 to 6 times, it got activated. So let's just refresh this page for 5 to 6 times. Let's wait for the final confirmation of that policy. Let's check here. Just refresh it. So it's not started yet, but it will be started soon, or sometimes it takes up to 24 hours to update here, or just simply log out and open a new tab, portal.azure.com, and here log into that, sign in. So now it must have been applied. Now we go to check whether it is applied or not. So for that, go to resource group. So go to tag RG. So under tag RG, we create a resource here. We can create a virtual machine. Just hit on create. So resource group is tag RG. Give it name demo VM. Now East US. So here you can select this one, and then just select the username Panshu. Just set a password. It should be smart password. Entering the password again. Then here so in tags I'm not giving any value and review it. So running a final validation. So here you can see that our validation fails, means require a policy, require a tag and its value on a resource, means you need to require a tag and its value to give a to deploy a virtual machine. So again, we go to create a resource. Again, go to that search bar, then hit enter, click on create. So here again, RG1. So under username password, give the value. Again enter the password. Then under management section, disable boot diagnostics. After that, in tag, just give a name, country, and give it name India. You can select all and review and create. Just wait for a minute. Let me check again. Okay. Just go back to our policies. Okay. We have given the tag name country. Here it was location. So going back to tag RG, just simply go to virtual machine as well and create a virtual machine. After that, select a resource group. Sorry, this one. After that, give it a name VM demo. After that, it will be Windows Server 2019 data center. So give it a name Dipanshu and give it any name. Enter the password again. Same. After that, in the management section, disable it and tag, just give location or return here India and just check reviewing trade. So now you can see that validation passed. Just create a virtual machine. So now you can see that how we can apply a policy that it will require a tag to create a resource under that source group. So this is how we can create a policy. Now we can also delete that policy as well. Let's just wait for deployment. Just to note thanks. To delete the policy, we will again go back to the policy section. Just wait for 1 or 2 minutes. It will be deployed. After that, we will go to the policy section under all services. So see, okay. Now we'll delete the policy. Just go to policy, surrender assignment or overview. You can see that policy. So just go here, delete assignment. Yes. And now it will take up to 30 minutes to take in a effect. So this is how we can create a policy on the basis of tags, and how we can put a tag on a particular resource, and how we can delete that policy which is based on tag. So this was about tag implementation policy. So moving back to our PPT again. So this was all about today's webinar. So for upcoming webinar, just open the QR scanner code in your mobile phone and scan a QR code, where you can see the upcoming webinars provided by GTechLearn, or you can just register yourself for a given link, which is gtechlearn.com/webinar.aspx, or you can check the upcoming webinars on different topics where you can register yourself. So this was all about today's session. So now, thanks for attending. Now it's question time. So you can ask question in a question answer session time. So please put a question in a chat box. So we go to our first question, which is, can we use role-based access control at subscription level as well? Yes, absolutely. You can use your role-based access control at subscription level as well. Even you can use it at any level. Let's say you want to access the role-based access control at management group level, at resource group level, even at resource level. So you can use a role-based access control at any level apart from subscription level. At any level, you can add role-based access control. So, time for next question. So we go to our next question. So here, there is a question: in how many ways we can do authentication? So there are so many ways you can do authentication. So under multi-factor authentication, you can use like Microsoft Authenticator, or any authenticator you can install in your mobile phone. You can select mobile phone, you can select email. So at email, you will get a code. After entering a code, you will authenticate yourself. So there are so many methods you can authenticate yourself in a Microsoft. So this is how we can do authentication. So next question, please. So okay, we got it. Next question. So can we tag whole resource group, or we have to tag each resource under a resource group? Okay. Yes, you can tag whole resource group as well as, or you can also, if you want to tag a particular resource under a resource group, you can tag that. But if you tag a whole resource group, then tag will inherit to every resource under that particular resource group. Means, let's say if you have given a tag of IT to a particular resource group ABC, under ABC, you created a virtual machine, you created a storage account, you created a virtual network. So that a tag will be inherited to all the resources under that resource group ABC. So yes, you can tag whole resource group, or even you can tag an individual resource under a resource group. So this was all about today's session and question answer session. So our time's up. So thank you for attending. So now we will see you in our upcoming webinars. So all the best. And if you have any query, you can ask just 30 settings